it's cold. Yeah. Did you have a shower? Looks like it. You're pretty clean. Yeah, you're pretty clean, buddy.
When you wake up in the morning, what would your first reaction be if you saw a giant dog staring at you from your bedroom window? Most people would be scared, but that is exactly what Brody did. However, that gaze from the window was not ordinary curiosity. It was the silent cry of a creature who had lost the other half of his soul. But this friendship would end when the elderly woman went to a nursing home. It all started one morning. Brody found himself at Sally's open door. When Sally opened the door, she found a huge silhouette with giant paws, resembling a fur ball, standing in front of her. In that first second, when their eyes met, an invisible bond was formed between them. Sally was an old and lonely woman. Brody was a dog with no owner. Brody sat quietly. He looked at the old woman with his deep eyes. Sally smiled. There was no need for words. An agreement had been reached. From that day on, the ritual never changed. Every morning, at exactly 8 o'clock, that familiar shadow would appear at Sally's door, a happy giant dog, morning paper in his mouth, tail wagging. Sally would greet him each time. "Hello, Brody. Did you bring my paper?" Brody was the gentle giant of the neighborhood. Yes, he constantly drooled, but his heart was so full of compassion that no one minded the wetness. Even if Sally offered him the finest meats or treats, Brody wasn't interested. All he wanted was bread, but not just any bread. He would only eat bread made by Sally's hands. Sally would toss the bread into the air and call out, "You are such a good boy." Brody, despite his huge size, would leap with the grace of a ballet dancer and catch his treat mid-air. Their activities in the garden were their favorite thing. While Sally watered the tomatoes, Brody walked on his toes with his huge paws so as not to crush the plants. For 3 whole years, every day without missing a single day, the same routine was repeated. Have you ever formed such a bond with a dog? But one morning, that door didn't open. Sally had grown very old. She had to move into a nursing home, but Brody didn't know that. He kept coming every morning. He pounded on the door with his paws. He looked in through the windows. There was only a deep silence. He waited for hours at the doorstep, that newspaper in his mouth. He didn't give the newspaper to anyone. The laughter had stopped. Those hands were gone. The bread games were over. The joy of life in Brody's eyes faded away. When he came home in the evenings, we all saw him. This was not just a dog missing his owner. This was the mourning of a broken-hearted friend. If you have ever missed someone so deeply, you will understand how Brody felt. Now, once a week, we put Brody in the car. The moment we say, "Here we are," his tail starts wagging. As soon as he enters the nursing home, he recognizes the corridors. Without hesitation, he heads for Sally's room. When the door opens, that voice is heard from inside. "Hello, big boy." Brody slowly glides inside, goes straight to Sally's feet, and rests his big head on her knees. Sally's hands are no longer strong enough to pet him, so she uses her feet. She caresses Brody's soft fur with her trembling foot. "Happy birthday, dear Brody," she whispers. Brody lifts his head and locks eyes with Sally. No tail wagging, no fuss, just a deep stare. A tear rolls down Sally's cheek. "You never forgot me, did you?" Brody whimpers softly. A heavy silence fills the room, filled only with memories and love. They could stay like that forever. Even if Brody could speak, he would choose to remain silent, because some bonds transcend words. Right now, Brody is waiting at that window again. Every time a car passes by on the street, he lifts his head and looks out hopefully. If there is someone in your life who is waiting like this, never leave them alone, because waiting like Brody is the hardest thing in the world.